Hey everyone, thanks for watching. What is a role model? I want you to think of who's a role model that you look up to or look as a role model in your life. Is it a parent? Is it an actress? A star? An athlete? You tell me. I want you to just think about that for 1 second. I'm just going to let you think. What is the importance of a role model? Many people choose a professional athlete as a role model. This is my topic that I'm going to just focus on a little bit, but not the full thing. This became a big controversy in 2016 and 2017 in the US. The short video will give you really the introduction to my speech, and I hope you like it.
Please rise and join us in singing the national anthem.
And on the first Sunday of the NFL season, more shows of protest. And it happened on the solemn 15th anniversary of September 11th. Several Miami Dolphins players kneeled on the sidelines. A player with the Kansas City Chiefs and 2 New England Patriots raised their fists in the air. Now some celebrities are sounding off. Supermodel Kate Upton tweeted, "Sitting or kneeling down during the national anthem is a disgrace to those people who have served and currently serve our country." Rob Lowe also took to Twitter. "Any player who wants to boycott the anthem on 9/11 should be asked to remain in the locker room until kickoff. It's not their moment." The Seattle Seahawks linked arms in unity, and the New York Giants and Jets also stood proudly during the national anthem.
So my question is, should professional athletes stand for the national anthem? What's your opinion? What are your thoughts? I'll just share some of mine. In that video you saw, people have the choice to whether to stand or sit or kneel. There are some people that consider this demonstration during the national anthem to be disrespectful to the law, military, and to the meaning of the national anthem. I would like to address all 3 of these concerns today. First, professional athletes in the NFL do have the right to make the demonstration. Why? Because of the Constitution, the First Amendment, which allows us all to have the freedom of speech. At the time in 2017, during that NFL season, Colin Kaepernick was the quarterback for San Francisco 49ers, my favorite football team in the USA. Clearly the best league. Kaepernick, during the national anthem, to make people more aware of these concerns and about Black Lives Matter, an organization that's concerned about systematic racism by law enforcement and by the judicial system currently in place in most of the country. This includes racial profiling, police brutality, and neglect of due process in court proceedings. In the First Amendment, we all have the right to make this important demonstration and the freedom of speech for citizens all over the United States. We should be able to represent one another. This gained national attention and helped people focus on these concerns of systematic racism. I don't think it was really brought up to our attention fully or not focused on till these athletes started standing up for this, not just Colin Kaepernick. But Colin Kaepernick is a role model in bravery to stand up for an important issue, even though it cost him his career. I'll focus a little bit more about that and why I like the 49ers so much and why this topic was so important to me, stuck out to me. As sitting or kneeling during the national anthem an appropriate behavior, or is it disrespectful to the military? Some people have concerns about the demonstrations that are happening during the national anthem. They think it's disrespectful to men and women who serve in the United States Armed Forces. This short video will show just one representative of the military and how Colin Kaepernick worked with him through this issue. Not very many people have seen this. I hope it makes interest to you.
What was your initial response when you saw that Colin Kaepernick sat for the national anthem?
I'll be completely honest. My initial response was anger, you know? I was angry and disappointed because I grew up a Niner fan and I was pulling for this guy. Now he just pissed on my flag. But then I just stopped making all these judgments and tried to listen to what he's talking about. Specifically, it's police brutality. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I want to try to understand where he's coming from, at least someone, because I hadn't walked around in his shoes. but he hasn't walked around in my boots. You know what I mean? So I just wrote a letter, and he got a hold of it.
He contacted you?
Yeah, he contacted me. He said he was inspired by it, and he was wanting to sit down with me and just have a discussion. First thing he said when we met was, hey, I just want you to know I appreciate your service more than anything. I expressed to him, maybe there's a different way to demonstrate where you're showing more respect for those that lay down their lives for what that flag and anthem stands for. I suggested, kneeling, because people kneel to pray. We'll kneel in front of a fallen brother's grave, to show respect. He said, I think that would be really powerful.
Colin Kaepernick choosing not to sit on the bench this time, but to take a knee.
The fact that he was willing to listen and go to a knee versus sitting, I thought was huge. That's an important step that he's taken. I think other people need to take a step too and maybe listen to him.
Cops are getting paid leave for killing people and not being held accountable. That's not right.
I respect those men and women in uniform, but the ones that aren't doing it the right way, we need to correct it. We need to fix it. He's right about that.
People of color have been targeted by police.
It is an issue, and we've come a long way. We still have a long way to go.
I think as a service member, it's more upsetting for me to come back from fighting for my country overseas to see how divided we are and how angry we are at each other.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners say, get that son of a bitch off the field?
I'm more hurt by that than somebody sitting down during the anthem.
At this point, I'm just like, Mr. President, let's be presidential now and reach across to people that you don't agree with and you think are wrong and just say, you know what, let me hear you out.
If we have these real conversations that are uncomfortable for a lot of people, it's something that can unify this country.
And maybe we can come to some kind of agreement, solution, and understand that we're really not that different. We probably want the same things at the end of the day.
Hallelujah.
At the request of Staff Sergeant Nate Boyer, Colin Kaepernick listened and began to kneel for the national anthem. He made a change. He wasn't just sitting, he was kneeling. He continued to demonstrate, but showed the respect for the military with a bended knee, to this common sign of respect for a fallen soldier or comrade. So with this First Amendment right and respect for the military, Kaepernick is a role model, as he has listened to the concerns of the citizens and the active military. The national anthem is a sign of strength and integrity, as people fight for the right of freedom. Lyrics state, for the land of the free and the home of the brave. When there's a concern that citizens are not being treated freely or fairly, what better place to raise the concern than while singing the national anthem? It's the highest place to do it, and the most attention for it. So was it the best decision? I don't know. But Colin Kaepernick made his point clear. Colin Kaepernick is a role model for standing up for freedom and to express bravery in his demonstration. Just to talk a little bit about Colin Kaepernick, I'll pull up my screen. The San Francisco 49ers are my favorite team in the United States NFL football league. The NFL, they're my favorite. They're the best team out there. You can't get any better than the NFL. Why? Because they just are. The Gold Rush, all the history in San Francisco, amazing city. It's beautiful. But not just that. I was really frustrated at Colin Kaepernick for making these things. But then when I watched this, I started to see all the change that he had. And it made me want to understand the change in myself to understand this topic. I hope just a little bit. I'm just going to talk a couple more minutes about this. I agree with Staff Sergeant Nate Boyer, other Americans, that professional athletes do have the right to demonstrate during the national anthem. When a professional athlete demonstrates during the national anthem, it supports the act of bravery, even if we may not agree with the athlete's position. Respect can still be shown to the people who serve the armed forces, and reminding us that the national anthem stands for freedom, just as Colin Kaepernick did with the freedom of speech. Thanks for watching.